Welcome back to Laura B. Gardening. A lot of you have been asking me where I live, so I'm in Southern California. My zone is 10A and 10B, so I'm right on the border, so I'm able to kind of go back and forth between the A and the B of the 10 zone. So that is where I'm at, and that's my zone. I do have a couple of things I wanted to show you, and I'm actually really excited because I thought this would be a great learning lesson. I learned from it, and I was really excited to show you guys something that I learned just recently. And all these years of gardening, I guess now that I'm starting to do more trellises and more climbing roses, this is one of the lessons that I've learned. So let's walk over here to the Sally Holmes roses. And as you guys remember, my husband purchased this for me on Mother's Day. So we got these on Mother's Day, and they were full of blossoms. They were actually really nice and bushy, and I'm saying they were probably about a little, well, I'm 5'2", so I think they're about 5'5", 5'6". No, that's about 5'7" right here. So they were pretty tall and very bushy. So I planted them in the ground, and just a couple days ago, I finally started to untie them and separate their canes so they could start going up this trellis, and I found this out. So when I bought this, I had two choices. I had the smaller climbing rose or the bigger one. And I wanted just full satisfaction or gratification of the roses. So I got the bigger one. However, little did I know that I would be cutting it down way back. So many of the canes that were growing on this rose bush were growing the wrong way. So like, for example, you can see this one here. She's growing the wrong way. Um, I haven't cut her because she has flowers, and I'm just trying to just really hold on to all the roses. But I started cleaning her up, and because she was so established, and I'm thinking maybe she was maybe 2 or 3 seasons in that container, her canes were going in directions that wasn't going to be healthy for the rose. So as you see here, this cane here is, we needed to cut back. So I need to cut her back all the way here because she bends down. I brought her back up to the trellis just so I could kind of save some roses, but I do need to cut her down because that's not the right way to train them. You want them as close to the arbor as possible, and you don't want the canes crossing each other. So you want really strong, healthy canes to be able to flush out all these beautiful roses. Because if you have canes that are crossing, like technically, I'm going to tell you guys, like this one back here. I don't know if you guys see it. This one should be cut off because she's a little skinnier and she's not very thick. So I could have cut her off too, but by doing that, I actually got rid of a lot of canes. And I learned that I could have saved some money by getting a smaller one and being able to train her and move her canes easier than having these big long canes that I had like about 4 feet of beautiful roses that I cut down and try to put them in bouquets. But a learning lesson for me that when I do get a climbing rose, not vines, but a rose, to get them in a smaller state because it's easier to mend them. It's easier to see how they're growing their canes, and you could train them up a trellis. However, if you have a gazebo, you might have some canes that you might want to divide into a V to grow them in different directions. So that might be a little different. But on a trellis, definitely just watch out when you get something bigger that you make sure that those canes aren't crossing, so it has enough airflow and enough thickness on those canes to provide beautiful roses. When I purchased the Climbing Edens, I didn't have that issue because I got them really small, and I started to kind of already place them where I wanted them on the arbor, and I didn't have any issues of them crossing or thick canes that I think I got, the thorns got me a couple of times, but they were a lot easier to train and to make sure that they had healthy canes so they could have abundant, if you want to look at them, abundant Eden roses, which are doing beautiful. It's their second season, and I just fed them some Espoma Rose Tone to give them extra energy to push all those beautiful roses. Look at that. Oh, so beautiful. So that was my learning lesson, was when you purchase a climbing rose, to make sure, maybe go smaller so you have more control on those canes instead of getting bigger and getting caught in the thorns and losing, well, technically cutting a lot of the canes so you have a healthy rose. So lesson I've learned this so far this year, this gardening season, about getting climbing roses. So come on over here. I have my little area here, my little peninsula. So I think these are called white sunshine salvias. They're not doing so well, and I'm noticing a lot of mildew. Again, we're in Southern California, so it's been very, like, I think we call it a June gloom, overcast. We had rain again a couple days ago. So they're not doing so well with all that moisture in the air. So I don't know if you could see, we have a lot of moisture. I'm going to try cutting them back. In fact, I have everything here. I'm going to try cutting them back to see if I could rejuvenate them with fresher leaves and a healthier plant, because I have added, actually I've sprayed them with neem oil and insecticide soap, and they're still having a really hard time with this mildew. So I am trying to cut them down to kind of the little buds that I see to help them out. But that's unfortunate because they are so pretty, and you could see that mildew that they're just fighting off and having a hard time. Afterwards, do always take either some Clorox wipes or some alcohol and clean your shears or your clippers, because you don't want to contaminate the other plants. So make sure that you always clean your pruners after every different plant that you go back and forth, especially if they're diseased. Not that this is a disease, because I think this is caused by the weather, but again, you don't want to spread it to the other part of the garden. So let's go. I'm going to have to step in here. Excuse me, girl. Excuse me. Pardon me. Okay. There we go. Cut these back. And I think we're almost set here. Okay, so we got most of these back. And hopefully we'll see in a couple of maybe 2 or 3 weeks, see how they grow. If not, I'm going to have to pull them, go all the way down, because I have a lot of the climbing thyme here. It's a lemon thyme, so they smell so nice. If you just rub the leaves together, it's like a lemonade in your fingertips. Beautiful. So I'm going to have to obviously work in this area because it's not looking so good. The day after I filmed my June garden tour, and I was talking to you guys about the pansies, and I'm like, look, it's June and the pansies are still going on or strong. Literally the next day, they were flat on the floor. And my daughter and I came out. In fact, they're on the other side. We came out and we're like, well, thank you for just lasting that one other day. They were flat on the floor, had a hard time. There was a little bit of sunshine that came out, and that did it for them. So I am going to be removing these. And I'm not sure about these yet. I'm still trying to kind of hold on to those. And then definitely I'm going to be removing these. And I don't like these. I like the white flowers. I think these are the dianthus. But I don't like when they dry out because they always look dead. And it's not a flattering look because it's all brown. But I come here all the time, and I spent a lot of time on these little dried pods to take them out. And I think it's too much of a workhorse, or not workhorse. Maybe I'm using the wrong term. But it's just too much work to be always deadheading all these tiny little dried flowers. So I'm going to be taking this out. I'm thinking for now, I'm going to be, excuse me, putting the Laguna Sky Blue Lobelia. I think that will be a beautiful land cover or little landscape cover. And she's a full sun to part sun, gets about 6 to 12 inches in height and width. So I think if I fill it up right in here in this little bed, I think it'll look really pretty and soften it up. And it's not so much deadheading, because I'm kind of getting tired of doing that. So that is my plan for this area. So removing those, removing these violas here, these poor girls that gave their little heart. They looked beautiful until they got a little sun, and they call it quits. So we'll see them for next year. Um, I did get some new Agapanthus, and I'm really excited because I've never seen this color. You might have seen the color before, but I haven't, and I love Agapanthus because they're so easy to take care of in my area. They are by the Sunset Collection. So I did get these in the big box store, and look at this color. She is a hybrid, so she'll grow about 2 to 3 feet in height and the width. And then you do have to divide her every, I think I was reading every 5 to 6 years. Maybe sooner since, you guys know my winters are milder. Oh my goodness, I can't say that right now. I have softer winters. So she will grow a little faster, so I'll have to divide her. But I thought the purple was really, really pretty. So it's called an Ever Amethyst. And that's the Agapanthus. I only got 2 to flank the side, so I got that one. And the one on the end. And I have not planted them yet. But I hope to do it soon. I did have a little injury, so I got to stay out of the soil for a couple of days till it heals. But as soon as I plant them, I'd love to show you, and so you could see how they look. But those are absolutely gorgeous. So I want to show you the front, and I added also Agapanthus, and I'm really excited to show you these Agapanthus. And what I'm thinking about doing on the west side of the house, where all the new limelight hydrangeas are. So I want to take you to that side. So let's come on over. Hi, welcome back to the front part of my home and soon to be my front part of my garden. I wanted to give you a little sneak peek of what we're going to be doing up here. As you've seen in other videos, we're going to be doing a new driveway and we're going to be adding pavers. But then that actually kind of rolled out to other projects. So we are going to be adding a new walkway with pavers, expanding the walkway a little, about another 8 inches wider. And now I want to add a patio. So a paved in patio right in here where I could set up a either outdoor furniture or a table with enough seating for like maybe 8 to 10 people and just really enjoy the alfresco dining. I've been really blessed that on the left side of my house, I don't have a home that is obstructing my view. So the sunsets are beautiful. We have the most beautiful sunsets, and I would love to just sit out here, have friends over, listen to music, and see the sunsets with no obstruction. So that's why we want to kind of set up this patio here, build a patio, and I feel like we still needed some sort of softscape and make it really charming and sweet. So I want to add a secret garden that you step down into and line it in with boxwoods and bring in the fountain right in the middle, so that will be our kind of a point of interest. Some benches inside and some flowers with just a really sweet palettes. If you notice, I like a lot of whites, a lot of purples, things that are just really easy on the eye. So that's my dream for out here, and I cannot wait to start it. I'm kind of itching. I keep asking my husband, did you call him? How much longer? How much longer? When is he coming out? I need a date. So that is, we've been measuring out, seeing how everything's going to look. Because now that started with sprinklers, so we got to move sprinklers. We're adding lighting. We're adding lighting in the pavers. Oh, it's just really exciting, and I can't wait to have you guys join us. So come on over here. I wanted to have this be a planting video, but I wasn't able to. Like I told you earlier, I had an injury to my fingers, and I could not have it, be immersed in water or get dirty. I got to really keep it clean. So that's why I will not be planting, but I will tell you what I have planned for this area. So this is the west side of my home, and here is where I have all my limelight hydrangeas. These are going to get mostly full sun, except for a little bit of the filtered sun because of the trees in the background. And these grow 6 to 8 feet. But I was thinking just recently, I'm like, I had actually 2 thoughts. First thought, I need a foundation plant. And what I mean by a foundation plant is a plant that when my hydrangeas die, the other plants are still around, like the perennials. However, with these agapanthus here in our zone, they don't die. They're always evergreen. There's beautiful leaves that are very strappy, are always up, so you always have some sort of greenery. This one, and let me tell you why I love these. I love alliums, and I have had such an issue with growing alliums that it's failed. This is my second year in a row that I actually purchased Globemaster alliums, the big bulbs, planted them all in this bed, and not one came up. And that was my second year. My first year, I planted them up at the front of the garden. I didn't have no success. I have chilled them. I have planted them even with a tape measure to make sure they're at the planting depth, and they come up, put a little bit of greenery, and then they die. So I don't know if you guys know what I'm doing wrong. I would love to hear from you, but I have no idea. So this is my take of the alliums. They are beautiful, and this one here, gosh, she's just amazing. This is called an Ever Twilight. She's a bicolored Agapanthus, and they grow 24 to 30 inches in height. It's a full sun, and the birds love them. And she was a 2019 Chelsea winner on their, I guess it's a big thing in England. I think Chelsea's in England. So she won one of the prizes for being a prized plant. So she is beautiful. Then in front of her, I want to put I think this is called the little blue. Both of them are a hybrid. So they're not like the other older versions of your Agapanthus, but this is the little blue. And she's a hybrid. She only grows 12 to 24 inches in height. So it will be a really pretty kind of a step up here. So you have your white from your hydrangeas, your blue from your Agapanthus here, and then your bicolored taller Agapanthus here in the background. That's going to be so pretty. So that's what I'm wanting to do. If you look right over here, you could see that. Look at these beautiful long stalks. They'll love it here. They're very easy to grow. Um, Again, very little water. Once established, very little water. Give them some water so they get used to it and don't dry out. And then they can handle drought very, very well. So they are very easy to grow and a very low maintenance plant. The only thing, every 5 to 6 years, you do have to separate them, but that's easy. I'm sure many people, if I give them away, would love these beautiful flowers. And these are all budded up, so they're getting ready in the next couple of days if we get some sun to really bloom their little hearts. So I wasn't able to find, I think I only have one, two, three, four, yes. I wanted one for this side. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to divide this one right here and put her right there. So we'll have 5 of the Ever Twilights with our beautiful long stalks, and have this just that foundation planting, so it's always evergreen, with accompanied of their little, what is it, little blue I said? Yeah, little blue fountain. This is the Sunset Plant Collection. Look at those blooms. They are just gorgeous, and they're right here, right next to us. So these I actually got a couple of days ago. I went back to get more. They were gone. So I'm like, oh no, thank God I found whatever I found. But I bought 4, and I wanted to buy 4 more, and I wasn't able to. So I got what I could. But once I separate them, I think I could have a lot of a nice, beautiful drift of these kind of beautiful Agapanthus here. So hopefully I was able to show you everything of what I'm going to be working on the next couple of days, the planting, once my fingers are healed, and getting excited to get the patio going and all the different things that are up for this summer. If you have any questions, go ahead and just reach out to me. Can't wait to hear from you guys. Have a wonderful day. May God bless you. Bye, guys.